Live streams with HTTV in association with our friends at Proper Sport. Delighted to bring you another game today here from PPG, and it's a game with a difference today, it has to be said. So a lot of under-19 games so far. This is what Huddersfield Town would term an elite development team game, and that's, as you will see when we run through the teams in a second, because of the involvement of several members of David Wagner's first team squad. There's in fact 8 starting the game today, and a bench full of first team players as well, so we're expecting plenty of changes at half-time. Some really important minutes for the first team players who haven't seen that much of first team action so far to get under their belt against a pretty strong looking Fleetwood Town side in the Central League Cup as well. So we're just waiting, we're a couple of minutes away here from kick-off, so we'll very quickly run you through Town's starting 11. It is Mark Hudson, the former club captain, who is taking charge of the team again today, but as you might see to the left of camera when we pan across, Ben Hamer is in goal today. We expect Ben to play 45 minutes. The back four left to right is Ben Jackson, who is one of the under-19 players at left back. Jon Gorenk Stankovic partners Rahmani Edmonds-Green in the centre of defence, and club captain Tommy Smith plays at right back today. The midfield pairing in the centre is Captain Scott High, he's a captain in the under-19 squad, and he will be captain of this rather senior-looking lineup here today. He partners Abdulhamid Sabiri, the German under-21 international. In front of them, the three in front, very strong-looking front, or three behind the striker. Rajiv Van Lapara on the left-hand side. We've got Elias Kashunga in the number 10 slot today, and Isaac Mbenza, fresh from his substitute appearance in the 1-0 win over Fulham last night, starts on the right wing. And then up front today, we've got Colin Quanner. The bench for Huddersfield Town, again, looking pretty strong. Ryan Schofield, the England under-20 goalkeeper, is on the bench. We've also got D'Amico Dehaney, the right back from the under-19 team. And then 3 of the first team squad members as well. So we've got Adama Diakabi, Ramadan Sobe, and Janino Bakuna, another one of the players who made an appearance last night for the first team squad. So, that's them. We'll go through Fleetwood's team very quickly, and there will be some names in there that you do recognise. So, number 1, Billy Krellin, the goalkeeper. Gethin Jones plays, a right-back, former Everton, former Wales under-21 international. Other names to look out for, Dean Marney plays in midfield, the now 34-year-old. Former teammate of Fleetwood Town first-team manager, Joey Barton at Burnley. So, he joined them in the summer, and he's the experienced head in the centre of the park today. Cian Bolger plays at centre-half, is another experienced player, 26-year-old centre-back, former Bristol Rovers and Southend. And another one of the names that will be well familiar to Huddersfield Town fans is Kyle Dempsey, who makes a welcome return to Huddersfield Town today. He's in fact captain of this side. You'll see him there approaching the referee and Scott High to do the coin toss. Obviously Kyle switched clubs, the two on show today, so back in 2017 left Huddersfield Town for Fleetwood Town and has been a regular in Fleetwood's side. He's just coming back from a slight injury, which is why he's getting some minutes under his belt for what is Fleetwood's development squad this afternoon. So we're not far from kick-off here now. This is the Central League Cup, so it is a competition format. There are 4 teams in Town's group, so there's obviously Fleetwood Town, Macclesfield, and I have momentarily forgot the 4th team in Huddersfield Town's group. It is Morecambe. So each team plays each other once in a round-robin format, and then the top 2 teams from each division go through to the knockout stage. So Macclesfield have actually played a game in this competition already, so they beat Macclesfield in their first game. So Fleetwood are currently top of the table, being the only team with any points in the group so far. This is Town's first group stage game, so something to play for here, as well as the minutes, the important minutes for the first team players. So it looks like Town going to take kick-off here as we're about to get underway. It's Colin Quanner over the ball. Always a popular figure, Colin, so good to see him out on the pitch this afternoon. Town in blue and white stripes, of course. Fleetwood in the change strip of yellow. We're underway. High press immediately here from Fleetwood. The front two there, Fleetwood, the number 9 is Gerard Garner, a 21-year-old, and the other striker, another one with experience, is Chris Long. You may remember Chris Long has actually played against Town's first team a couple of times in the past for the likes of Burnley. Ben Hamer tries to drive the ball out to the left, but it's a good intercepting header from the Fleetwood trialist, actually. We don't know who that is. He's down as trialist on the team sheet, the number 7 there on the right wing, so no idea who that is, so we'll refer to him as trialist through the game. Not a big fan of not naming trialist, but that's a personal opinion. It's Fleetwood with a good interception there, and the trialist steps inside, but good play from Harry Sabiri, who is playing in that deeper midfield position now. And here's Tommy Smith, back from injury recently. Good to see Tommy back on the pitch. Here's Isaac Mbenza. Mbenza trying to find Smith on the return, and he does. Tommy Smith delivers first time, and it's big header clear from the defender at the front post. And Isaac Mbenza tries to carry the ball past Dempsey and does win it and gets it back to Scott High, who's wearing number 35 today. Most of the players wearing the first team squad numbers, barring the 3 under-19 players. Here's one, Ramani Edmonds Green, who's wearing Michael Heffler's old shirt, the number 44. Give it to Smith. Scott High in 35 there. Scott High still only 17 years old, along with Ben Jackson, another 17-year-old. That's a poor ball out from Ben Hamer, and now here's Kyle Dempsey who latches onto it. Kyle enters the edge of the box. Here's Dempsey. Good save from Hamer there. He's redeemed himself. Good strike from Kyle Dempsey. It was arrowing towards the corner there, but Hamer got down well low to his left-hand side to make the first save of the game. It's a reverse ball into Long, but he is offside. So a little let off there for Town early on as Hamer's intended pass for Scott High was just a wry of target inside the second minute here, and it took a good save from Hamer against Dempsey to put that right. This will be a good game today. There's a good strong side from Fleetwood here, so we're in for a real contest on the pristine pitch here at PPG Canalside. Hamer goes short to Ramani Edmonds Green. Here's Scott High. Those of you who haven't seen Scott before, he's a number 6 in David Wagner's vernacular. A ball-playing midfielder. Really, really good passing range, Scott High, as hopefully you'll see today. Still learning the, the Jonathan Hogg side of the game, the battling kind of physical side of the game, but he's only 17, as I've mentioned, so plenty of time for him to get accustomed to that. Here's Isaac and Benza just drop deep to get the ball. Good press here from Fleetwood. Edmonds Green just pirouettes and gets the ball back to Tommy Smith. And here's Elias Kashunga for the first time. He's dropped deep. Quanner and Kashunga just on the wrong wavelength there, and that allowed Bolger, the big centre-half, to step in and intercept. Here's the trialist. Good foot in from Hamid Sabiri. And here's Colin Quanner now. Quanner drives past the trialist. He's got Kashunga to his left, and here is Elias. Elias tries to find Quanner. Sabiri! And it's a goal. 1-0 Huddersfield Town with the first attack of the game, and it's a clinical one. And Hamid Sabiri, the newly capped German under-21 international, is the man who scores it. In fact, oh, he's offside. Right, okay, so he has actually just strange passage of play there for a second, but the referee's flag has gone up for offside, so we are still at 0-0. Shame there. It looked like Hamid Sabiri had scored. It looked like everyone was celebrating the goal, and the referee went over, checked with his assistant referee quite quickly, and no goal it is. So we are still at 0-0 here, 4 minutes in. This is Billy Krellin. He's an England under-19 international, much like Ryan Schofield for Town, so good goalkeeper, good promising goalkeeper for Fleetwood today. Town win the ball back. Hamid Sabiri gets the big call from Tommy Smith. Horrible pass, though, it has to be said. And Scott High, bit of a 40-20 there in rugby league vernacular, but it isn't going to go out, actually. The keeper, Krellin, keeps it in. Like loose pass there from Sabiri, trying to find Tommy Smith, who was calling loud for it out here on the near side to the camera. So Fleetwood get the ball, and Gethin Jones pumps it forward. Stankovic with the big win. Good second win there from Jones, and now here's the trialist for Fleetwood. Trialist takes aim with his left, and he pulls it well wide. Speculative effort there from the Fleetwood winger. Looks like it's going to be a good test for Ben Jackson today, the Town left back. He's a direct player, the trialist. Hamer drifts it towards Jackson. Here is Ben Jackson, the orange-booted 17-year-old. Just slips on the newly watered turf, but gets it back to Stankovic. And Hamer's going to look out to the right-hand side, and he tries to find, I think that's Tommy Smith, but it's a good interception from the Fleetwood left-back. Sabiri with an equally good interception, but here is Harrison Biggins. He finds Dempsey. Dempsey on the overlap to Eddie Clark, the left-back here, the former Tranmere Rovers man. Here's Dean Marnie. Good patience there from Fleetwood. Work it back to Kieran Bolger, and he's sends it out to the far side for his much younger centre-half colleague, Harrison Holgate. Good step forward from Holgate, but Jackson's done well there, but it's only momentarily as Jones wins it back. Good tackle from Ramani Edmonds Green there for Town, but Fleetwood still have it. Good possession for Fleetwood here in the early stages. Marnie plays it out to the left for Clark, and here's Dean Marnie again. Long serving Burnley play. That's a good ball into the striker as well. It was a good initial effort there. Nice turn and left-footed shot from Garner, the striker, but easy pickings in the end for Ben Hamer. Good pass from Dean Marnie in there, though. Plenty of experience, Marnie, of course. Over 200 appearances for Burnley across the Championship and the Premier League. Town just need to keep possession here for a second. Here's Edmonds Green. Out to Smith. Smith has Benza down the line for company if he can find him. It goes back to Edmonds Green. Here's Scott High. Patient stuff from Town, and Stankovic just steps out to the left. Here's Ben Jackson. Good athlete, Ben Jackson finds Kachunga with a good infield pass, and Kachunga has options to the right here, and he's giving it to Quanner. Quanner has Tommy Smith on the outside, and he pushes it that way. Tommy Smith now on the ball. Can he find a target? Good ball into the box, but it's part cleared, and here's Jackson, who rams a right-footed shot into the trialist, the number 7 there. Kachunga to Jackson again. Jackson just looks for a quick pass, but the trialist gets a foot in, so it's going to be a throw into Town on the left-hand side. Good opportunity there for Town, but Smith couldn't find the man with his cross. Good ball out to the right from Scott High. Gets a shout of approval there from Mark Hudson. And Benza and Smith, but the 1-2's just a little overplayed, so throw into Fleetwood on this near side. 19-year-old Eddie Clark's going to take it, and he just find a man, and Harrison Biggins' crossfield pass is accurate, and now it's Gethin Jones, the former Everton right back, who good run forward and finds Long, the striker. Jackson and Sabiri just on the deck there momentarily, but Biggins looks to shape to shoot, but here's Dean Marnie. Biggins plays it out to the right-hand side for Dempsey, and now here's Jones again, the right back who's had a good start, Gethin Jones, and he lifts it towards the intended target of Gerard Garner, but Rahmani Edmonds Green is well positioned to knock the ball behind for a corner. Good play from Fleetwood again. They've had a good start to this game. It's going to be Kyle Dempsey, the familiar face of Kyle Dempsey, to take the corner. Kyle, probably a trivia question for Town. He did start the first ever game that David Wagner took charge of just under 3 years ago at Sheffield Wednesday. Actually started at left back, which is why it might be the trivia question that people can't get. Obviously, Kyle, a midfielder by trade, but did start left back for David Wagner in that first game. Now we're obscured by our goalkeeping coach Paul Clements there, but trust us when we say Kyle Dempsey is taking the corner, and Hamer's just blocked off, but the ball looks like it's just going to... I thought it would roll dead, but in fact it is picked up, and now here's Long. Finds it in the middle, and it's a shooting chance, but good block from Hamid Sabiri there. Quickly out to the ball, and well done Colin Quanner, who's managed to get the ball. That was the first touch for Rajiv Van La Parra out on that left side, actually, who is tackled well by the centre-half, Harrison Holgate. And it's a throw into Town on that far side that Ben Jackson will make his way over to take. Interesting. If you're interested, the manager of Fleetwood's development side is Stephen Craney. You may well remember him, long-serving Blackpool left-back. Good player in his day, Stephen Craney, as Stankovic tries to turn on the ball, and the industrious Long keeping him company there, and Sabiri just misses out. Here's Kyle Dempsey. Drive, good powerful drive forward, but it's too close to Ben Hamer there. Hamer quickly out to Isaac and Benzo. Just inside 10 minutes here, it's still Huddersfield Town 0. Fleetwood Town 0 in this Central League Cup game. Fleetwood have had probably the better chances so far. They've had more chances, should I say, but Town have had the ball in the net. A disallowed Hamid Sabiri goal for offside. Here's Hamid Sabiri. Lovely talent, really, Hamid Sabiri. Real raw talent in a lot of ways, and he finds Tommy Smith with a good pass out to this right-hand side. Smith feeds it down the line for the pace of Mbenza. Mbenza with a low cross. I think he's trying to find Kachunga there, but it's just about cleared by Kane Bolger at the near post, and Fleetwood bring it away, but well read by Rahmani Edmonds Green, who plays the ball out there to Ben Jackson. Good play from Rahmani. Still only 19, Rahmani. He's been around town for a while now. He joined in 2015 from the Nike Academy after a successful trial. Van La Parra skips past one. Lovely feet from Rajiv. Goes on the outside of Gethin Jones, but plays the ball off the right back, and it's a corner to Town on that far side. Really important that players like Rajiv Van La Parra get some rhythm and some time on the pitch, because no doubt they'll be needed at some point. Obviously, Rajiv on the bench yesterday for that big 1-0 win over Fulham at the John Smith Stadium. Could easily be him coming on next week, and when you get that chance, you need to be up to speed, ready to shine for David Wagner's team. So Really important to see these players getting minutes on the pitch today. High tries to find Edmonds Green at the near post, who does flick it on, but it's cleared well by Harrison Biggins, a midfielder, and Ben Hamer quickly plays the ball out to Ben Jackson. Jackson tries to switch the play. I think Jon Stankovic was offside there, so he couldn't touch the ball. Edmonds Green well positioned to pick the ball up. Finds Colin Quanner, and here's Isaac Mbenza now. Isaac steps inside, tries to go back on the outside, but it's good defending there from the left back, and Isaac Mbenza chasing Kyle Dempsey down. Good ball from Dempsey, but Tommy Smith's the right side of it, and Hamer very calmly finds Scott High. Scott High with a bit more time there than he perhaps first thought, and he finds Mbenza on this right-hand side. Possession here for Town. Tommy Smith, the club captain. Good to see him back out on the pitch. Was on the bench last night again for the Fulham game. Here's Mbenza. Scott High now is that midfield six, as we talked about, so much like you see Jonathan Hogg doing for the first team yesterday. He's the one who drops between the two centre-halves and tries to dictate play. He just got that pass a little bit wrong there. I think it took a deflection on its way through to Rajiv Van La Parra, so Fleetwood have it back. Good ball into that space there, that half space for the lively Long. Lovely build-up from Fleetwood, you have to say. And here's Clark, the left-back, just shadowed by Mbenza. Good pressure from Quanner, and he forces Bolger to take a backward step there. Really hear the communication between the players when you come to these kind of games, more so than at first-team games where the atmosphere at the John Smith Stadium is generally rocking like it was last night. You hear the communication. Really interesting to hear. Here's Clark now, former Tranmere man. I think he thought about taking Mbenza on, thought better of it, gave it back to Dean Marnie. Plenty of time for Marnie. Town just in this midfield block at the moment, just letting Fleetwood have the ball in here, but Dempsey now bursts forward. Real talent, Kyle Dempsey, one of the players who was probably unlucky in the sense that Town got promoted when they did. You feel that if we'd stayed in the Championship for a bit longer, Kyle would have probably got his chance through time. Was young when he joined the Terriers from Carlisle. Few players perhaps who come under that bracket, the likes of Jack Payne, currently playing on loan at Bradford City, of course. So going to be a free kick there. Jon Stankovic just lent into Chris Long, and the striker went over, so it's a free kick. Looks around just under 25 yards out from our vantage point here. Does look like Long's going to be the one who takes it, so Ben Hamer's just lining his wall up for the right footer. Apologies if you can hear some colourful language there from Ben Hamer. Just saying you can hear everything, you certainly can, so. Free kick here, Chris Long to take, so let's see what he can make of it. Long with a odd free kick, he kind of drives it wide, always swerving off target, so no real danger there for him, was able to watch it wide. Just in the quarter-hour mark here, it's still Huddersfield Town EDT 0. Fleetwood Town Development Squad 0 in the Central League Cup. It looks like the wingers have just switched momentarily here. Just in front of us, Rajiv Van La Parra walks past the camera. Jon Stankovic picks up the ball from Hamer, and the Fleetwood defence push up the pitch. So Fleetwood win the ball back there. It's good play from Fleetwood again, you have to say. Bolger allowed to step forward and find Biggins, the midfielder. Here's Clark. Clark decides to go back to the goalkeeper, Krellin. And here's Bolger. Sabiri decides to just step in and try and close down Bolger, the experienced centre-back. In fact, Sabiri's going to go all the way in and forces Krellin into a poor clearance. And here's Sabiri now. He gets the ball off Mbenza. Sabiri decides to strike. Good effort from Hamid Sabiri, and an equally good save from Krellin, who makes up for the poor clearance he had there, but it was a really good save to his right-hand side. Really good technique from Hamid Sabiri. He gets a load of dip on his long-range strikes. Hit that one from just over 20 yards and certainly finding the bottom corner if it wasn't for Krellin's save. So credit to the 18-year-old keeper there from Fleetwood. He's kept his side in the game at 0-0. Corner to Town nonetheless, so here's Scott High who's going to take it, and Scott lost this one high this time. Here's Edmonds Green. Good save from Krellin again. Great win from Rahmani. Isaac Mbenza just with a loose touch there, and it allows Fleetwood to keep the ball. Fleetwood have got men over on this near side here, and Dempsey plays the ball with the outside of his boot, and Van La Parra close to Biggins, and Biggins decides to switch it over to the far side to Gethin. Town have recovered now. They've got plenty of bodies behind the ball. Garner tries to turn Stankovic, but Ben Jackson's on hand to cover, and it's a free kick to Town. I think for handball there from either Gethin Jones or Dean Marnie. Didn't quite see. Really good competitive start to this game. Both sides showing a bit of quality in possession, it has to be said. So it's you feel like there's goals in this game, and they are famous last words. But 2 good saves, 1 apiece from either keeper so far, and a good goal disallowed from Hamid Sabiri. Is the ball over the top there for Quanner. Bolger just lent into Colin, knocked him off his stride, so it goes through to the keeper Krellin. Here's Dean Marnie. Tommy Smith just nips in field to look after Kyle Dempsey as he tries to find space for that pass. Isaac and Benz are just encouraged to get a bit higher by Mark Hudson there. Yeah, still being told just to get a bit higher. In fact, you see Townman's field stepping up here. Scott High now just on halfway as the deepest midfielder. Krellin drives it forward. That one might go straight through to the keeper, and it does. Well left by Rahmani Evans-Green. Good call from Ben Hamer. Smith has Van La Parra for company out here on this side. Rajiv fakes, goes back to Smith. Here's Jon Stankovic. He's Slovenia under-21 international. Drives the ball forward, looking for Sabiri, but it's a poor ball in truth. Tommy Smith just remonstrates with Jon there. Tried to force it a little bit unnecessarily, and Tommy's just encouraging to keep the ball, keep things short. Hamid Sabiri pressurises Marnie. Here's Krellin. Krellin's going to go out towards the camera here. We're relying on Clark to do the touch. Good covering from Van La Parra. Great turn as well from Rajiv. Such physical attributes, Rajiv Van La Parra. Gives it back to Smith. Van La Parra just had to stretch there to get that pass from Tommy Smith. Luckily, Rajiv's such an athlete, it's not a problem for him. Here's Isaac and Benza now, who just drops deep to get possession. Isaac tries to find Van La Parra with a driven pass, and Rajiv might just get there, actually. Good pass from Mbenza in the end. Good cover in there from the defender, but it's a throw into Town. Good switch of play there from Isaac and Benza, the Belgian under-21 international. Good idea, good athleticism from Van La Parra to get to the ball. Kachunga shows short for Smith. Smith turns it down. Need a bit more movement here. Here is Van La Parra. Good tackle there from Clark, but it goes to Sabiri. Sabiri turns towards goal now. Fires again, and that's a goal this time. And that's 1-0 Huddersfield Town through Hamid Sabiri. Second time he's had the ball in the net, but this one counts this time after that earlier offside. Took a little deflection off the defender, but so positive Hamid. Gets the ball, always looking to go forward, and that time it really pays dividends. Krellin with no chance. 20 minutes in here, Huddersfield Town EDT 1. Fleetwood Town Development Squad 0. Such a talent, Hamid Sabiri. Just made his Germany under-21 debut in the last international break and got man of the match in a comfortable win for the Germans in the end. Obviously Moroccan-born Hamid, but lived in Germany pretty much all his life, and German heritage, so has decided to play for Germany for now. It's actually Stefan Kuntz that's the German under-21 manager. You might remember him from the likes of Euro 96, playing against England for Germany. Very nice man, I can tell you from experience, but I think the Germans really impressed with what Hamid had to show in his first game. Obviously signed from Nuremberg for Town last summer. Still only 21 years old, Hamid, so give him all the time in the world to keep improving. Showed some really nice stuff in pre-season actually for Town over in Germany and Austria, and it's a good option for David Wagner. He's been on the bench, come on the pitch a couple of times. Started at Man City, of course, this season in a similar role to the one he's playing today. Tommy Smith acknowledging the run of Hamid Sabiri there. Great communicator, great leader, Tommy Smith. Fantastic character. Here's a Benza who's dropped deep again, and Benza pushes it into Kachunga. Kachunga under pressure there, and he does lose out there, unfortunately. Scott High, good front foot stuff there, but it's good play out of the pressure from Fleetwood as well. And here's Marnie. Marnie tries to find the run of long, but Stankovic reads it and fires it into Colin Quanner. Colin just needs to hold the ball up there. Good recovery from Jon Stankovic again. And here's Tommy Smith, great touch from Tommy. Could do with an option higher up the pitch, but Only really Rajiv Van La Parra for company here at the moment. Kachunga and Kwana just recovering after trying to scramble back to defend. Kachunga showing short now off the camera, but correct decision from Tommy just to go back to Ben Hamer, and Hamer swings it left to Jon Stankovic. Good patient stuff here from Town. Stankovic pushes it into Mbenza. Good skill from Isaac. Needs to give it now though, and he lingers on it a little bit long, and Sabiri collects, and Ben Hamer has it. Here's Scott High, the midfield playmaker. Still only 17, Scott. A real talent, real promising player for Huddersfield Town in the younger age groups. Had a great season so far. Top scorer for the under-19s. Largely set pieces, but they all count. Great penalty taker, Scott. Also very adept at free kicks. I will repeat this, I did say this pre-match, but if you're just joining us, thank you for joining us first of all here on HTTV for this afternoon's game. Thanks also to our friends at Proper Sport again for fantastic technical work to get this moving. Tommy Smith, great run, and it's picked out by Hamid Sabiri. Smith's got Clark coming over for company, delivers deep. There's no one there, unfortunately. Everyone's gone near post, but it looks like Mbenza puts Jones under pressure, and Stankovic with a bit of a miscue there, but he's got the time to recover and give it to Ben Jackson. Another one of the 17-year-olds in Town's team today. Good ball into Kachunga's feet. Here's Colin Kwana. Colin turns towards goal. He's heard the call from Tommy Smith, and Smith, in that advanced position again, just steps inside. Pops it to Rajiv Van La Parra. Rajiv just takes his time on the ball, and here's Scott High. Scott High misses out Sabiri and goes to Mbenza. Mbenza with a chance to drive at Gethin Jones now. Steps onto his right. Just looks back in the end, and Town will regroup now. Here's Jon Stankovic. Ben Jackson to Sabiri. Sabiri looking to turn, but good defending from Dempsey. Ben Jackson tries to win the ball off Dempsey. Just a little bit late in arriving, so it's a free kick to Fleetwood Town inside their own half. Good defending in the end from Fleetwood there. Don't mind the foul from Ben Jackson. Just slows things down as Fleetwood try and counter. Good pressure there from Town territorially, though. A really nice passage of patient play spanning the entire width of the pitch. Good ball into Garner, the striker. He's shadowed by Tommy Smith. And now Clark, Van La Parra coming towards Clark. Rajiv shows in the line. Edmonds Green brings down long there, so it's a free kick to Fleetwood. Kachunga just comes and looks after the ball. Dean Marnie looked for an early ball into Garner there, but it wasn't on. And here's the trialist, the number 7. Big physical presence, the trialist. And he finds Garner. It's like a left-footed forward, Garner. As Isaac Mbenza gets a big shout of approval from Mark Hudson there for tracking Jones, the right back, in. Here is Jones, the right back, actually, with Mbenza for company, just to prove my point. Now, is that going to fall to Long? Edmonds Green stretches, but it is a save from Hamer because Long just got down the side there momentarily. Narrow angle for Chris Long, so he did all he could, really, but good, strong hands around the post there from Ben Hamer, so see that threat there from Fleetwood. Just the ball around the corner and Long first to it. Good mobile forward, Chris Long. Gets to it before Rahmani Edmonds Green, but Ben Hamer gets his angles right. Pushes the ball around the post. Kyle Dempsey to take the corner on that far side. The first one over there, I think, of the game. We're about 25 minutes in now. Still Huddersfield Town 1, Fleetwood Town 0. Ball towards the near post. Good clearance from Hamid Sabiri, who is good in the air. Played back into the box, and that's a good ball, actually. And Tommy Smith just does enough to get the ball in, and Ben Jackson shovels the ball to halfway. Town just needs to get the shape here, just after defending that corner. Good pressure from Kwana. Just forces the ball right here. Edmonds Green goes up with the trialist and does enough, and Jon Stankovic will pick up the pieces. Goes to Jackson. Ben, good athlete, Ben Jackson, and he goes down the line, and that's a strong challenge from the number 8 there. Ben Jackson straight up, good to see, but Harrison Biggins might just get a quick talking to hear from the referee, or he's in fact upset where the kick's been taken from. You will see on that far side there a number of track-suited figures. That is the majority of Town's under-19 squad, and a few of the under-17s who have come here today to watch the game and try and learn from watching the senior colleagues. So good initiative there from Academy Manager Lee Bromby and Dean Whitehead, the under-17 coach. As number 17, Colin Kwana runs onto the ball there from Van La Parra. Great pass from Van La Parra in behind the back line. Here's Tommy Smith high up the pitch again. He's got Kachunga behind him and Van La Parra. Here's Rajiv. Rajiv uses Kachunga as the decoy and gives it to Smith. Can Smith deliver? Smith Hits the number 8 there, Harrison Biggins, so it's a corner to Town on this near side. Good build-up play from the Terriers again there. Tommy was disappointed he couldn't beat the man with a cross, but it's good to see Tommy Smith back in the action again. Really high right-back position like we had in that championship season. That right-sided combination with Elias Kashunga was a real fruitful one for the Terriers, so it's always good to see Tommy back out on the pitch. Nearing 200 appearances for the club now. He's on about 170, Tommy Smith, in all competitions, so has been a real success after joining from Man City as a young player. And Jackson's taken this short to Van La Parra. Here's Ben Jackson, the left footer. Pushes it to Tommy Smith. Smith to Mbenza. He might hit this. Dummies, and he tries a bit of skill, but wrong position to really try that. But good stuff from Isaac Mbenza to get back there. He did just catch long, but it was unintentional. And good to see the reactive pressure from Isaac there. Did try a bit too much on the edge of the box. Wrong area to try it, really, but good to see that reactive pressure. He didn't just linger on that mistake, got back and tried to get the tackle in. One of the first things that new signings are taught by the first team squad here. Christoph Buehler in particular does a lot of video work with new signings to try and show them how we defend. That reactive pressure, Gegen pressing, however you call it. Krellin knocks it forward towards the trialist, and it's a good win from Jon Stankovic, who great technique with the left to hook that forward, and Bolger does well, and good strength from Hamid Sabir. He knocks his man flying and spreads the ball out to the right hand side. And here's Rajiv Van La Parra with the skill for us on this near side. He's got Tommy Smith for company and does push it that way, and here's Tommy now. Tommy a few options. Here's Colin Quanner, just plays the 1-2. Here's Van La Parra. Van La Parra, great little feet from Rajiv, and he's away now into that middle. Keeps driving Rajiv. Good tackle in the end from Bolger, but really good positive play from Rajiv Van La Parra there. Just got half a yard and drove at the heart of the defence there from Fleetwood. Good tackle from Bolger, the former Bristol Rovers, Southend United man. Plenty of senior players. Games for Kieran Bolger, 26 years old. Great shout from Edmonds Green to get the ball from Scott High there. Gives it to Jon Stankovic. It's a poor ball from Edmonds Green though, and Stankovic has to... now we've got problems here because this reverse pass into Chris Long, and it's a great save from Ben Hamer, but it's still kept in play. Good stuff from Rahmani Edmonds Green, just needs to keep his head now. Town scrambling to recover here. Shot straight down the pipe there in the end from Harrison Biggins, but really, really good save from Ben Hamer there after that slack bit of play in defence there from Town. Edmonds Green just dropped a horrible pass to Stankovic, but Ben Hamer to the rescue. Good save from the man who made 3 starts at the start of the season for David Wagner's side. Really good low reaction save to the right hand side. Been a real interesting time for, I say interesting, sad time for everyone in football, but don't forget that Ben Hamer was a member of the Leicester City squad last season, so was personally affected by what the tragic events we saw at Leicester City with that horrible helicopter accident at the King Power. Ben Hamer, a man who knew the chairman there well, so was affected by it. I know he's been touched by the tributes that football has paid really to Leicester and the victims of that crash. So good to see Ben back out on the pitch today. Here's Van La Parra. He's had a good few moments, Rajiv. Kachunga just out to this right hand side to pick the ball up, and it's gone back to Edmonds Green. He'll make sure with this pass to Scott High. Tommy Smith just coming across camera there. Ball goes out to the left though, and here's Ben Jackson. Jackson trying to find the run of Mbenza down the left, and Isaac's got pace to burn, so he will keep Jones honest. Jones does well. Clears the ball down the line to the trialist, but Jackson's right on him there as he needs to be. Good stuff from Ben Jackson, really good from the 17-year-old, but made Fleetwood go back in. Poor pass there, Scott High on it, but it's a good turn from Biggins, the midfielder. Colin Quanner doing his defensive work now. Really good stuff from Colin. Gets back at Dean Marnie. Pushes the ball into Kachunga. Kachunga does well. Plays it out to Mbenza. Isaac finds Sabiri with a good ball in field. Sabiri steps back onto his preferred right, and he's going to push this out right to Tommy Smith. Sabiri was held back there by Kyle Dempsey as he tried to burst into the box. I think the referee has actually perhaps given the free kick. It's a bit hard to tell, but... No, I think he's given the corner. Yeah, it is a corner. Did make a symbol like he was showing the pulling of a shirt there, but apparently it is a corner, so Scott High and Rajiv Van La Parra go out to this near side to decide to take the Set piece here. They've drawn 2 Fleetwood players out. Tommy Smith in a lot of space here on the edge of the box. And here is Smith. Smith delivers. Loop into the back post. Stankovic goes up. It's a good win. Edmonds Green loops a header towards goal, but it's easy pickings there for Krellin, the goalkeeper. Good set piece routine there from the Terriers though. Real feature of the first team this season. A lot of goals that Town have scored have come from set pieces. Long throws from Philip Billing. Corners. Second phase corners like last night, where it was eventually given to as an own goal from Timothy Fosu-Mensah, which I don't think anyone really wanted. I'm sure Chris Schindler would have welcomed his second goal at John Smith Stadium, but did take a deflection, it is true, so be it. Benzer pushes Jones into that long pass, and great touch from Kyle Dempsey, you have to say, but Jon Stankovic with equally good stuff, and he buys the free kick there from Dempsey, so good stuff from Jon. Sabiri with been impressive this half, Sabiri so far, and here's Van La Parra with space to run into. Rajiv steps out there and he gives the ball in towards Colin Quanner, but Bolger's going to get across him and just draws a little trip there. Little lackadaisical the pass there, and it was a little easy to read unfortunately, but right idea from Van La Parra and Quanner. I will remind people that we are expecting a number of changes here at half time, so don't worry if you see some of the first team lads going off. Doesn't mean they're injured or there's anything wrong. Just planned minutes for the likes of Adama Diakabi, Ramadan Sobi, Janino Bakuna on the bench who need game time, so 45 minutes apiece for some of the first team lads here today. Edmonds Green with a big call, and it's a good win from Rahmani. Van La Parra's got men on him now, and it's a good tackle there from Biggins. Just got caught a little bit, but it looks like he'll be okay. Rajiv just drops it to Colin Quanner, and he's got space now. Back to Colin. Colin's space to drive into. He's got Dean Marnie for company, and it's just tripped up there. Dean Marnie doesn't like it. Apologies for the language, but you could hear the touch, so it is a free kick. Yeah, and Dean Marnie said a bit too much there for the referee's liking, so he's going to get a talking to here from the ref, and he is in fact given the yellow. He's close to getting sent off here. He just said some pretty unkind things to the ref there. Kyle Dempsey, as captain, just asked to have a word with Dean Marnie, just calm him down. Tommy Smith just asking the question about the man stood about a yard away from him, but good ball into Colin Quanner, and here's Tommy Smith. Smith goes safe. Wanted Edmonds Green just to go back to the keeper there initially, and it did get played into a tight space in the end, but Smith apologising, it was a poor pass. And Benzer and Van La Parra have switched over again here now, so Isaac is on this near side with the camera. Good play from Clark, he drifts the ball in, and it's a little flick round the corner from Long, but it's straight at Hamer again, but good movement from Chris Long. Hamer tries to find Colin Quanner, but it's a really poor ball out from Ben, and Evans intercepts, and here's Kyle Dempsey now with a chance to attack again. Biggins out to Clark, the left back here. Clark being trapped by Kachunga, and Kachunga just clips his heels there as he tries to pass round the back of the player. Play's quickly taken here from Dempsey. Dempsey floats the ball into the run of Long. Might just be too far for... No, Chris Long keeps it in. Good play from Chris. Everyone kind of froze there for a second. Here's Kyle Dempsey. Drives into the box. Goes at Edmonds Green. It's a very strong cross, but it gets a hand from Hamer on its way through, so it's going to be a corner to Fleetwood on that far side. More good attacking play from Fleetwood here. As I said before, you feel like there are more goals in this game so far. We're just past the 35-minute mark. It is still Huddersfield Town 1, Fleetwood Town 0, thanks to that Hamid Sabiri strike. If you do want to see replays of the goals, just make sure you flip over to Twitter, HTFC Academy on Twitter, and our friends at Proper Sport are putting the goals up. Bolger did win the header there, but it was a save, I think, from Ben Hamer. He's complaining, Ben, that he was impeded by Chris Long, stood right next to him, but now the referee's taken exception to what Ben Hamer said as well. So Tommy Smith just having a quick word here. I'm not totally sure what's going on again. It's a little hard. I think Ben Hamer's just going to get a talking to here from the referee. A few choice words flying around from both sides here. Who'll be a referee, yeah? think Ben Hamer's got away with that because maybe his language wasn't quite as choice as some of Dean Marnie's earlier. But corner to Fleetwood nonetheless, and it is Garner that's going to take this time, the striker. It's a good ball to Bolger, and that's an equaliser. Big old win from Cian Bolger, and that's 1-1. Really solid centre-half header, no one anywhere near Bolger into the truth. 6'4" centre-half, Bolger, so he's a big guy, and it's a solid downward header past Ben Hamer, and that's frustrated Ben, but nothing he could do. Really good header from Bolger, so it's Huddersfield Town 1, Fleetwood Town 1 now. In the 37th minute. Ben Hamer. Does Town take the kick-off here after that concession of the goal? Hamer with a good pass out to Scott. It looks like Chris Long's just tweaked something there, trying to chase the keeper down. Yeah, struggling there, Long, a little bit. Just charged Hamer down there, and he looked to just pull up funny there. He looks to be holding maybe his right knee or something on his right side there. His hamstring. He just pulled up pretty abruptly, so we might be getting the physio on. Referee just checking with him there. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Yeah, he has asked for the physio, so little issue here for Chris Long. 37 minutes in here. It is Huddersfield Town 1, Fleetwood Town 1 after that Cian Bolger equaliser. Is Chris Long. He's still only 23. He has been around for a little while. Ex-Everton junior. Played for England under 20s at that point. Went on to Burnley. Had a successful loan spell at Northampton before joining Fleetwood for a second time. Really mobile player. Well, that mobility's being hampered at the moment. It might just actually be cramp. It looks like he's getting stretched out by the Fleetwood physio here, but there is a substitute preparing himself on the far side for Fleetwood, so there will be no chances taken, it looks like, with Chris Long. 3 young players on the bench for Fleetwood today. Alex Clayton, Cian Makepeace and Greg McCarriger. All scholars in Fleetwood's under-18 team, so will be a bit more experienced. Fleetwood do have an FA Youth Cup game coming up on Thursday, so I imagine they'll want to minimise the number of minutes that the 18s play, because always big occasions, those FA Youth Cup games. It's like Long is going to come off here. They might try him again, just try and get him back on, but there is a substitute who is ready to come on, fully kitted up, and it is the number 12 actually. It is Cian Makepeace, who is ready to come on. He's just putting his tracksuit top back on for a second. Just while I think they will try Chris Long out. Fleetwood's throw-in technically, although Town did play it out through Scott High, so I suspect that Garner will give it back to Ben Hamer here. And he does. Good stuff from Garner. Nice to see. And we'll restart here with about 5 minutes of the half remaining. And Chris Long is waved back on by the referee, so he will give it a go. He looks to be moving okay, which is good to see, so never like to see an injury regardless of the level. Just have to be aware of Chris Long coming back on to our screen here on that side, and Scott High pings it out to Edmonds Green, and it goes back to Ben Hamer again, so Town will start again here. And Benz has just dropped down to try and get the ball, but it goes to the left to Stankovic. Johan Stankovic given time there by Fleetwood just to advance. As Isaac and Benza crosses our screen here on HDTV. Here's Colin Quanner, just turns at goal and tries to take 2 on, but Dean Marnie picks up the loose ball, and it's a good step forward from Kyle Dempsey, but Ben Jackson forces him to check back for a second. Here's the trialist, the right winger, drives in field. Biggins back out to that side for Gethin Jones. Holgate to the goal scorer, Bolger. Bolger has Clark for company, but just lifts it back to the goalkeeper, and Kachunga will keep him honest. It's a driven ball forward from the Fleetwood stopper, and Jon Stankovic just knocks it down into Ben Jackson's path, who will take no chances and go back to Ben Hamer. Hamer, left-footed, strikes the ball. Bolger, easy pickings for the big centre-back, and he's got time on the ball here, Cian Bolger. Pops it into Biggins, the midfielder. Good foot from Colin Quanner, and here's Hamid Sabiri, finds Mbenza in space now, and Isaac's got space to drive into, and he does. Approaches the penalty area. Here's Isaac Mbenza, low cross, trying to find Kachunga, but it's just dropped behind, and Marnie picks up the ball, and it's a ball into... Good touch there from Garner, the striker. Into Dempsey. Good hold-up play from the forward. Biggins just held up there by Ben Jackson again, but he checks back inside and finds Kyle Dempsey. Dempsey is a quick, nimble player, Kyle Dempsey, with a bit of power as well. Tries to find the left-back Clark, and Benzer has tracked him all the way back in after that lung-busting run, so fair play to Isaac. Dropped into Long, the striker, who goes out to that far side. Good build-up play from Fleetwood here, and Evans has got a bit of pace. Crosses, but it's right onto the head of Ben Jackson, the left-back, who tucked inside, and here's Elias Kashunga, finds Sabiri. Sabiri rounds the player, good feet from Hamid Sabiri. We just have to drop it back to Rajiv Van La Parra. Town will build now as Fleetwood get behind the ball. Ben Jackson goes to Hamer. Hamer lifts the ball, but Van La Parra has picked up the loose ball. Jackson just pokes it out from Garner's feet, so it is a throw in to Fleetwood on that far side. Not long to go in this half now. Just a little bit of impetus lost here as the half comes to a close. We've got about 3 minutes of normal time remaining. We might have a little bit added on for the injury to Chris Long. Sabiri just... Oh, it's a little bit harsh from here, but Hamid doesn't really like it, but he is adjudged to have knocked down Garner, so it is a free kick to Fleetwood on that far side. Kyle Dempsey standing over it. Ben Hamer asking for a wall of 2. Referee just signalling it will be on his whistle now. No quick ones out of surprise, so have to watch out for Bolger again. Looks like Jon Stankovic might be taking Kian Bolger. 2 of the tallest players on the pitch there. There's a definite threat at the back post after that. You could see that from the not just the corner he scored, but the corner that led up to it as well, as Garner, the left footer, floats it in, but Town keep that high line, and Ben Hamer is impeded by Bolger a little bit. Here's Isaac and Benzer. Benzer sensibly drops it back to Tommy Smith. Good play from Isaac. And it's a switch of play there from Tommy Smith trying to find the run of Van La Parra, but just bounces in front of Rajiv and he can't quite collect the ball. Right idea from Tommy Smith, just execution slightly off in the end. Be good to see some of the other Town new boys in the second half. Like I say, we expect to see Diakabe, Ramadan, Janino all playing 45 minutes today, so it'd be good to see them on the pitch and see what they can do. Ramadan Sobi in particular had a torrid time with injury at the start of the season, had a real niggly knee problem that he couldn't get rid of for a while, but really showed his stuff when came on the pitch. It was a real highlight from a bad day at Watford, I thought, recently for the first team. It's going to be Gethin Jones, the right back, who just steps right up towards the corner flag to take this. Late in the half now, so Town will look just to get into this half all level at 1-1. Garner is just pressured by Sabiri, but he does manage to go back out to Jones, the right back. Garner, left footer, will cross now, and it's a low ball that Stankovic managed to get something on, and Ben Jackson sensibly heads it clear. Good defensive header there from Ben. Haven't really seen Ben Jackson have the chance to really open his legs out yet. He is a real athlete, Ben, real powerful runner. When it comes to the under-19 bleep test, he's the one who always finishes it off. He's got real stamina, power, everything you'd want from a modern-day left-back, but been a good game this so far, and Fleetwood have more than held their own, you have to say, against a strong Town lineup. So it's been an interesting one so far. As Jon Stankovic, Biggins just steps in and wins the ball from Stankovic momentarily, but good defending from Jon just to block the ball out. So it's another throw into Jones on that far side. So only minutes left here from the first half. Not sure if there'll be anything added at this stage. Jackson just shadowing Long. Biggins goes to Kyle Dempsey, and Dempsey's got space to spin onto his left, and it's an ambitious effort from Kyle Dempsey to finish the half that flies into the bushes behind the goal. So it's Huddersfield Town 1, Fleetwood Town 1 at the half-time interval of this Central League Cup game. Hamid Sabiri giving Town the lead after having an early goal disallowed with a deflected low strike. Only for Kian Bolger, the big centre-half from Fleetwood, to get his head on a corner and equalise for Fleetwood. So that's it for this half. We'll join you for the second half here on HDTV with Proper Sport. Huddersfield Town 1, Fleetwood Town 1. Welcome back everyone to PPG Canalside. It looks like we're going to have a shorter than expected half-time interval because the players, the referee, pretty much everyone's out and ready for this Central League Cup tie to get back underway here. It is 1-1 if you're just joining us on HGTV with Proper Sport. It's 1-1 at the interval, so Hamid Sabiri, the central midfielder for Town, giving the Terriers the early lead with a deflected low strike before Kian Bolger, the big centre-half at the back for Fleetwood, the 6'4" centre-back, headed in the corner to draw things level when we entered the half-time interval. So a few changes to make, or to take you through, should I say, here at half-time. Not all expected, I would say, so nothing to worry about in terms of the players that have gone off, but it looks like every single Town sub has actually come on. So we've got Ryan Schofield in goal now for this second half. He's replaced Ben Hamer at half-time. Back four, still Ben Jackson at left-back, Jon Stankovic and Rahmani Edmonds-Green at centre-half. We now have D'Amico Dehaney at right-back, who's replaced Tommy Smith at half-time. So D'Amico, 19-year-old right-back, who is a regular for Mark Hudson's sides. The midfield two, it does look like the midfield two is going to be Janino Bacuna, who's just coming onto the pitch there, and Hamid Sabiri. So Janino replacing Scott High during the interval. The left winger, it looks like now, is Ramadan Sobi, who is on for Rajiv Van La Parra. Adama Diakabi now on the right-hand side, who replaces Isaac and Benza, and then Kachunga off Kwana as per the first half. So just waiting for the referee now to get us underway. No changes for Fleetwood from the looks of things at the interval. It just means that striker Chris Long continues after that little injury knock he got in the first half, but all well and good there. Referee gets us underway. This second half, Town shooting from right to left as your camera view here. So Fleetwood goes underway, and it's a big ball forward from the centre-back that's headed out to the left by Jon Stankovic. And here's Ben Jackson, sensibly hooks it down the line. Kachunga heads it in the air. Sabiri and Dempsey both strong figures, and Dempsey comes away with the ball. Here's Clark, the left-back. Checks inside, gives it to Biggins, the central midfielder. A good first half. Young Harrison Biggins, he's 22 actually, a former Stocksbridge Park Steels player, and you might know that name from Jamie Vardy actually, who played there in non-league before making his way through the divisions to get to Leicester City and England as it is now. Former Fleetwood Town player, of course, so familiar route there to success hopefully for Harrison Biggins. His first touch for D'Amico Dehaney, the former Man City, former England under-18 international. Played against I2A Academy on Saturday. Really impressive performance from D'Amico. Real flying machine down that right-hand side. Very pacey player. Good delivery generally when he gets into the final third. So be open to following the footsteps of the likes of Tommy Smith, who moved here as a young player from Manchester City. Here's another young player, Ben Jackson, the 17-year-old. He's just a slight loose touch for a second there, but Ben wins it back, and it looks like Ryan Schofield's going to knock this one forward towards Ramadan Sobi. Kachunga flicks it forward, and Ramadan, the Egyptian international, looking for the seconds, but it's picked up by the Fleetwood trialist, the man with no name. Really big lad, the number 7, actually, for Fleetwood. Real physical presence. Knocked down the other side, and Biggins tries to pick the ball up ahead of Dehaney, and Dehaney keeps in company. Great stuff from D'Amico. Is then pulled back by Biggins, so good defending from D'Amico there. Manchester native D'Amico Dehaney. Mancunian by birth, and played at Man City for a long time before joining Town. This summer actually is on the bench for the Champions League for Man City last year for their first team. Played for Pep Guardiola's side in pre-season, so a few eyes raised when he decided to join Town, but you can see the pathway. Great turn from Ramadan Sobi, and good ball to Kwana. Good combination play down the left. Jackson tries to knock an early ball in towards Kachunga, but just slightly ahead of Elias, and it's the goalkeeper Krellin who claims the ball. Dean Marnie finds the trialist. Bacuna for company. Janino, the Dutchman, just eases him out to that side and tries to win the ball. Just caught Garner on the other follow through there. Completely unintentional, but did catch Garner. Looks like the big striker is going to be okay to continue. Good to see. Stankovic finds Jackson. Very calm stuff as ever from young Gorik Stankovic. Jackson just checks inside. Kyle Dempsey almost takes out the spectators there on the near side with that block, but good hassling from Kyle Dempsey. Sabiri, nice turn from Hamid, just evades Kyle Dempsey's attentions and drives the ball out to Dehaney on the right-hand side. Real nice timing of the runs from D'Amico Dehaney. Tries to find Kachunga, but just misreads Elias's intentions there, and good stuff from Edmonds-Green, who steps in to win the ball back. Good pop inside to Kyle Dempsey though. He's got Sabiri for company. Bolger just flicks the ball over the press, and here's Kyle Dempsey now to advance. It's a poor ball, and I think Ramadan Sobhi might get to that, and he does. Good pressure from Ramadan. He's looking for help here. Ramadan Sobhi just checks inside. Ramadan sensibly just drops the ball to Ben Jackson. Good start from Ramadan here on the left-hand side. Could be a real asset to Town if he can... now he's got that injury stuff behind him, and here's Ben Jackson, the left-back, the 17-year-old. Steps forward, finds Ramadan Sobhi. Good touch from Ramadan, and he is completely garroted by Gethin Jones, the right-back, and the referee has seen it, yeah, so... Yeah. Harrison Biggins unbelievably saying it isn't a foul, but it was clear as day, to be fair. So it's a free kick to Town. Janino Bakuna, and Jones is getting a word in his ear. Definite foul. Absolutely clotheslined Ramadan Sobhi as he tried to run past him. Powerful lad, Ramadan. Still only 21, but a real physical presence. Ramadan just having a laugh with Jones here, and Jones is booked actually in the end. Garner stood right on top of Janino Bakuna there. Still only about 3 yards away, but no one seems to care, so we'll... It's never been 10 yards ever, but there you go, never mind. Janino doesn't seem to care as he takes the ball out to Diakabi on that right side. First touch for Adama here, the Frenchman. Real pace to burn Adama, and he does get by the man and crosses towards Jones. Jones, not sure that's what he intended, but in the end it's a header that found its way back to the goalkeeper. Good first play there from Adama Diakabi. Nice little simple beat of the man and cross. Unbelievable pace, Adama, when you see him on training day to day. So it's just how you harness that. Colin Kwana puts the man under pressure, and Stankovic with the big header, and Ramadan and Jones at it again. Ramadan with the big knee, and it just gets a bit of a touch there from the trialist, and Fleetwood can attack now. Here's Biggins, the midfielder. Just drops it back to the experienced Marnie. Here's the trialist, gives it back to Marnie. Dempsey takes up a good position, but Bakuna just gets round him sensibly there. And Ramadan, good stuff, has tracked Jones all the way in. Really good stuff from the winger there. Followed his man all the way in. So just his shin pad there on the far side, Ramadan, but really good defensive play from the winger. Followed Jones, the right back, all the way in. Stankovic and Schofield exchange passes. Bakuna right in the middle of the box with Dempsey for company. Very calmly rolls it out to Rahmani Edmonds-Green, who finds Hamid Sabiri. He's got men on him, Sabiri, so he goes back to Schofield rather sensibly. Schofield just needs to be careful here. He's rather telegraphed that, but Ben Jackson flicks it down the line, and here's Sobhi. Ramadan, brilliant flick into Kachunga's path. Kachunga rolls Marnie and drives into space, and he's found Adama Diakabi, who's got Dehaney for company around his outside. Just steps inside Adama. Tries to find Colin Kwana, but well covered by Bolger, the centre-half, so it's a throw into Town on that far side. Dehaney uses Bakuna's run as a bit of a screen there and gives it back to Rahmani Edmonds-Green, who goes back to D'Amico Dehaney. Dehaney back, exchanging passes with Edmonds-Green again here, and he has got Stankovic for company. Does go to Jon Stankovic. He's gone Bet Jackson out on this left-hand side early, and he uses Ben. Jacko is the call from Janino Bakuna, the former Groningen player. And it's spread out to the right-hand side again. Here's Dehaney. Dehaney steps inside. Well, you're not allowed to do that. And Biggins says, no further, thou shalt not pass. That's the second time now that Dehaney's got the better of Biggins, and Biggins just shut the door on him. Illegally, I might say, but there you go. Such is life. And Schofield finds Stankovic as we come out to this side. Stankovic does have Jackson here, but under the attentions of Chris Long, he just decides to go back to Ryan Schofield. Ryan drives the ball out to that right-hand side towards Dehaney. Good pass to D'Amico Dehaney, who steps inside. Real athlete, D'Amico. Can he find a man now? Tries to reverse it to Elias Kachunga, but it's a poor ball in truth, and Clark intercepts. Kachunga putting people under pressure. It's a good step out from Kian Bolger. Ramadan's interested. And Ramadan Sobhi does keep the centre-half honest, who hooks it down the line, and Stankovic and the trialist do collide there, and Edmonds-Green takes absolutely no chances, just pushes the ball out for a throw-in on this near side. Real big physical presence, the number 7 here. You can see him stood to Ben Jackson, and Ben Jackson's not a small guy. He steps inside here, the trialist. He's got a little bit of room to operate in. He finds the striker Garner with a good pass, and here's Dempsey. Been decent today, Kyle Dempsey, as you'd expect. Ramadan just needs to help Ben Jackson out here, and he does. Dean Marnie fires it into Dempsey. Ramadan's interested now. He really charges down the centre half, but it's good play again here from Fleetwood. And the right back, Gethin Jones, is away, and it's a good, well-positioned play there from Dehaney, the right back, covering around just to stab the cross clear. Good combination down this near side from Fleetwood, though, to create the crossing opportunity for Jones. Jones here, another former Everton junior. It is in the same neck of the woods, of course, Fleetwood, so they do pick up a few Everton academy players who don't get the chance at first team level for the Toffees. You do see them come to Fleetwood out on that west coast. Bakuna is adjudged to have brought down Garner. Bit of a late decision there, but I think it was the assistant that flagged in the end. So combative player Janino Bakuna. He is a fiery character. Got sent off, I think, 3 times in one season in Holland a couple of seasons ago, and then last season not at all. Had a very few bookings, actually, in fact, so seem to have adjusted that. Maybe over enthusiasm, we should say. It's going to be a free kick here to Fleetwood, and it is Gerard Garner and Kyle Dempsey standing over the ball. Garner would take the in-swinger, so I think he's probably the favourite to deliver this, but I have been wrong before. Yeah, I am right. Garner steps over it as Dempsey moves away, and Ramadan just keeps an eye on Kyle Dempsey's run there. Don't know if that was the idea, but if it was, Ramadan just checked it. Good ball in, though. It's offside. It's offside, though. Yeah, Town have got away with one a little bit as a good header there from the near post, but straight away the assistant referee's flag was up, so Town obviously kept that high line well again there. Little let off for Town, though. Danger at set pieces, you can see that. Ryan Schofield just looked short there for a second, but he's going to turn it down. He does drive that ball long. I think it was for Colin, but Colin dropped in short, so gives possession back to Fleetwood. Here's Jon Stankovic, steps in well, Stankovic, and finds Ramadan, who's got space now. Ramadan moves into that space. He's got space to drive into Ramadan Sobi, and he does just that. Goes out to the left-hand side, checks back onto his favoured right. Tries to find Janino Bakuna, who can hit them, but he rolls it out to the right for Dehaney. It was a poor ball, actually. It's dropped it short, but Janino's done well to pick it back up. Well done, Janino Bakuna. Good reaction. Poor ball to Diakabi, though, and he's had to roll around on it, Adama, but does just that. Drops it into Janino. Bakuna and Diakabi just slow the pace down into interchange passes. Here's D'Amico Dehaney. Time just need to come out of that now, that corner, I think. Bakuna to Dehaney, who's just dropped down again there to pick possession up. Gives it to Diakabi. Diakabi now opens up play and looks to spread it out, but that's a horrible ball from Adama Diakabi, and it drops it into Ben Jackson. Equally poor ball, and Jon Stankovic well positioned to get possession back for the Terriers. Ryan Schofield calmly goes out and finds Dehaney with a great pass. In fact, it's Bakuna, forgive me. Bakuna's drifted out to that right back slot. It's a good ball across field for Ramadan Sobi. Ramadan just steps inside. What can he do here? Got Kwana for company. Just pops in the twos there, and he did have the return pass, and here is Colin Kwana now. Good play from Ramadan Sobi. Colin can't quite beat Bolger with the pass. Wow, he's bought that one, but Hamid Sabiri just a bit too tight to Kyle Dempsey there, and Kyle just felt the full force of Hamid's physical presence there as he... so soft, says Hamid Sabiri. I think he's right as well, but good experience play from Dempsey there. Felt the challenge coming and just went over. Sabiri and Dempsey just exchanging a few words there on the way past. Full-blooded player Hamid, don't think he likes the concession of soft free kicks in his own mind. Ball is left by Bolger for the keeper, Billy Krellin, to come and take. He drives it, or lifts it up to the right hand side. That's going to be Jon Stankovic's ball, I believe. But in fact, Trialish does well, and he's Stankovic holding his knee here. Actually, it's a little bit worrying. He just looked to land a little bit awkwardly. Obviously, Jon has had a history of knee problems. It's always a little worry when you see him go down like that. But innocuous stuff. I think he just landed awkwardly under the challenge of the 7. So hopefully Jon's okay. John Worthington, the physio, over here just to check on things. Yeah, it is that left knee they're just looking at. It looks like Jon's in the pain here. You can obviously see Town have got no subs left as is well aware, but Jon's not happy with the challenge. You can see, in fact, you can actually see it. He's got a big old graze down the back of his left knee. So it doesn't look like a ligament thing. It looks like a massive graze down the back of his left knee, actually. So I think the accusation is that the number 7 has caught him, as Hamid Sabiri and Elis Kashunga are just making there. The referee just checking with the assistant just to see what happened with the challenge. So just looks like a clumsy challenge there. Maybe a stray boot in the mix from the trialist, the Fleetwood trialist. That's what's made Town players unhappy. Hopefully Jon Stankovic is going to be okay. Painful one, I'm sure. Still 1-1 here if you're just joining us. Thanks for joining us on HTTV. We are now 15 minutes into the second half, so we're on the hour mark here. Just a reminder that Hamid Sabiri scored Town's goal and Kian Bolger with the equaliser for Fleetwood. Looks like Jon Stankovic is moving. Nice handshake there between the two players involved. I think it was accidental in the end. Just an aerial challenge. I think Jon just caught one on the back of the leg from the Fleetwood trialist. Mark Hudson just getting a shout from to John Worthington there. Just check Jon Stankovic is okay. Big thumbs up from John. John Worthington, not a stranger to a physical challenge in his playing days, so yeah, Jon Stankovic back on. You can see the blood actually in the back of his leg. It's a horrible one, that, on the back of Jon's left leg. Right down the back of his thigh, but didn't look intentional, to be fair to the winger. Here's Diakabi to Dehaney. Diakabi sensibly opens up play to Bakuna, the man called Backer by his teammates. Just draws the play in and gives it to Jon Stankovic, who is thankfully okay. And it's a row ball into Ramadan Sobi, who knocks it all the way back to Ryan Schofield, who I don't think was totally expecting that pass. But Ryan finds Bakuna, lots of trust in Juninho there, and he plays out of the press to Armani Edmonds-Green, the centre-half, who now has space to stride into, and gives it to D'Amico Dehaney, the right-back, who's been involved since coming on at half-time. If Backer can see it, we've got players out on the left here, but he does go back out to that right-hand side for Dehaney, and he's got Quanner in front of him for the run. But here's Diakabi now, who can showcase that pace, tries to flick it into Dehaney, but it's a telegraph pass in truth, and Bakuna says no further. Gives Biggins a taste of his own medicine there, actually. He has done a couple of them himself, Harrison Biggins, so can't really complain about it, but Bakuna just puts his body in the way and just shuts that counter-attack down. Probably get booked for that in a first-team game, but you get away with a little more than you can in these second-team games. So no yellow card there. The only yellow of the half to the man taking the free kick. Dean Marnie, who said a little bit too much to the referee in the first half and earned a yellow card through dissent. Garner, the 21-year-old, knocks it back to Bolger, and here's Clark, well pressured by Diakabi, but he does find a good pass to Biggins, the midfielder. He's forced backwards, but it's good play from Fleetwood again down that left-hand side. Clark, the left-back, just steps in field. Diakabi gets the foot in, and here's Sabiri, and Sabiri opens up play sensibly to Ben Jackson. Ramadan Sobi wants it to feet, and here is Ramadan now. Ramadan just looking out right and does give it to Sabiri. Sabiri to Edmonds-Green. Edmonds-Green to Dehaney. Good spread of play here from Town, from the left to right. Quanner drops it in, and Bakuna just steps over the ball, but he does well to win it back. Good, powerful stuff from Juninho. And here's Diakabi. He's got a couple of players for company, but he just step inside and drop it to Bakuna again, and Bakuna goes back out to Quanner. Quanner's got Kachunga at the back post, but no one else. Here's Bakuna now. Tries to speed play up. Here's Diakabi. Tries to bend one, but it hits Biggins, and Dempsey gets the clearance a bit wrong, so Bakuna is able to pick the ball back up, and Edmonds-Green finds Dehaney. Gets praise from the bench for that firm pass out to Dehaney. Here's Diakabi now. Can he show that pace that we all know he has? Just shapes onto his favoured left and gives it to Colin Quanner. Good pass to Colin. Colin just looking for a bit of support here and gets it through Sabiri. Sabiri pushes it out wide to Dehaney, but it's a really bad pass actually from Hamid. He is looking at the two players, but it was behind everyone, so just not quite getting the details right here, Town, at the moment. Just decent opening up of play, decent passages, but the final ball not really tested the goalkeeper, apart from the goal and the disallowed goal. Krellin's had to pick the ball out of his net twice, but other than that, he's not really made any big saves, you have to say. So it's been Ben Hamer in the first half who was the busier of the two goalkeepers. Made some good saves, Ben. in his planned 45-minute outing. Here's the trialist who has popped inside, but that's a poor ball, and now Kachunga picks it up and fires it into Diakabi, who is let run to Hamid Sabir. He just rolls one wide. I didn't get too excited about that, although the keeper did look interested for a second. It always looked like he choked the shot slightly on his weaker left foot, but did keep the keeper interested. Those reverse ones can sometimes trickle in. Had a decent game today, Hamid. Always been a threat at goal. So Krellin sends the Fleetwood players away, so it's going to go long here. I think he'll aims for the winger again, and him and Stankovic up for the... And it is the winger who wins it, but Bacuna picks up the seconds. And here's Colin Quanner, who has a little bit of time just to win the ball, gives it to Bacuna. Bacuna fires a pass into Edmonds Green, who's got a man for company, and good ball from Edmonds Green to Diakabi, who has now got man one-on-one. Diakabi's going to open them legs up, and fair play to Bolger, who did read the danger and decided to step in. Bacuna does well to pick up the seconds, and Biggins and Bacuna is a good battle in this this half, and Bacuna closes the man down but does concede the goal kick in the process. Scrappy game at the moment. It's a real fight at the moment here. Midfield battle as Bolger lofts one forward towards Edmonds Green, and good job that Rahmani won that, because Dehaney was just caught up the pitch, and if he'd won the free kick, if won the flick on, sorry, he would have been free down that side. And now Kyle Dempsey runs Dehaney down the outside. Now a burst into the box from Garner. Garner tries way too much, actually. He seemed to open the space up to shoot for a second and then check back in. So Town now. And here's Ben Jackson with a chance to open his legs. Ramadan's looking for the ball short, but there's a lot of traffic in there, and Jackson sensibly goes back to inside, and Stankovic will find his central defensive colleague, Edmonds Green, who spreads it out to D'Amico Dehaney, and Dehaney and Diakabi combine again down that Town right. Diakabi pushes the ball into Colin Quanner, and Colin turns well. Colin pushes it into Diakabi. He's looking to get on his left foot, but he goes right instead. And he forces the keeper into a good low save at his near post there. He went back onto his right and tried his luck at the near post. And in the end, it was a good solid save from Krellin. So decent attacking play from Adama Diakabi there. Just needs that half a yard, and he's got such pace that he will go past people. Went down the outside of Bolger there, but Bolger did enough just to narrow the angle and give the goalkeeper the easier task, shall we say, just covering his near post. So decent stuff from Town. We'd love to see Adama Diakabi score. Scored a beautiful goal, actually, in pre-season against Leipzig from memory. First time hit, just stroked it into the corner from a Ramadan Sobhi pass. So both players on the pitch today. We're a long way from Austria, but goals do wonders for everyone's confidence. So we'll see what can be made here. Janino Bacuna over the corner on the far side. Plenty of figures to aim for in the box. Good ball from Janino, and equally good win from Jones, the right back. But Ramadan Sobhi picks the seconds up and gives Bacuna another chance to try and build something. Here's Quanner. Quanner out to Ramadan. Ramadan back into Colin Quanner. It's a good ball, and he tries to reverse it into... It's Edmonds Green, actually, who probably isn't the man you want with his back to goal, but he does well, finds Bacuna. Bacuna slaps the ball into... now Ramadan Sobhi bursts into the box, and he's tried to flick it back to Colin Quanner, but Colin kind of stopped dead, to be truthful. He didn't follow him in. Bacuna floats him. That's going to be Bolger's all day, and Kian Bolger with a solid head out to this far side. But Ben Jackson will pick it up, and Ben's tries to find Elias Kashunga, but it's flicked round the corner, and I think that'll be Ryan Schofield's ball. So it's like the wingers have swapped momentarily here, because Adama Diakabi's out on our near side. Ramadan on the far. Naturally left-footed player, Adama, so more than comfortable out on this side as Janino Bacuna picks it up. Bacuna drives forward with Dempsey for company. Here's Dehaney again now in this advanced right-back position. He finds a great run from Ramadan, and now Ramadan just about does enough, Clark. Really good. To be fair to Ramadan, didn't have a lot to aim for in the box. Had Kachunga in the middle. Diakabi was out on this far side still, so this near side still. So Ramadan just held up, and it gave Clark the chance just to scramble back. But lovely run from Ramadan Sobhi, and good ball from Dehaney just to find it burst into the box. It's another corner for Town. It's a bit of territorial pressure here for the Terriers. Just got about, I think, 20 minutes left of this half now, so plenty of time for another goal. It's played short, and here's Bacuna. Bacuna fires it in, but it's a low near post ball, and it's cleared quite easily by Long in the end. Here's Ben Jackson, who fires it out to Bacuna. Good ball from Jackson. Just Bakuna just uses Dehaney's run as a decoy, and poor touch from Colin Quanner. He tried to spin on it in one action and rather dragged it back, and Bakuna keeps the ball in after it takes a deflection off Quanner. Here's Dehaney, pushes it down the line. Good ball to Quanner. Quanner tries to find Ramadan, but telegraphs it rather, and here's Edmonds Green. So Town forcing Fleetwood back into their own half here at the moment as Stankovic picks the ball up and goes back to Edmonds Green. Edmonds Green always has Dehaney out there, and in fact there is that pass. Dehaney pushes it to Ramadan Sobi, who's been good since he came on again. Ramadan, he drives in field now, chops the ball back, goes back onto his right foot, and I think just tries to feed the ball around the corner to Kachunga. Dehaney was probably the easier ball there, to be fair, but trying something a bit different, and Janino picking up all the second balls in midfield at the moment. Bakuna, the Dutchman, but he's errant pass there, and here is Biggins, the impressive young midfielder. Good ball out to this side, and it's a slightly loose touch from Garner, but he does well to keep the ball in play. And Fleetwood now with the ball for the first time in a little while, and Biggins just fires it out to the left-hand side, and Dehaney with great play from D'Amico Dehaney there again. And here's Ramadan Sobi. Sobi now has got one man to go, and he checks inside pretty well and comes back out again and finds Colin Quanner. Quanner has got Hamid Sabiri for company in the middle if you can see him, but he's trying to go at his man here, Colin, and he tries to check back on the inside and trying to do too much there, Colin, in truth, and didn't really need to do it. And that gives Fleetwood a chance to attack, but Janino Bakuna with more good play in that midfield 6 role. Disappointing end to that from Colin. Looks like he just got caught on the foot actually by the defender. He's just limping a bit, but Ramadan found him, and he just took too long over the shot, took a few too many touches, and allowed Fleetwood to get numbers back. You might notice on that far side there, Joey Barton is here today, the Fleetwood Town manager, to see his young chargers, and D'Amico Dehaney just brings Chris Long down on right in front of him there. Barton is on the far right of the contingent over on the far side in his non-Fleetwood Town gear. Plenty of people watching this game today from both sets of coaching staff actually. Town first team and Fleetwood first team alike. Ball forward into the channel from Marnie is a good one to find Dempsey's run. Good run forward from Kyle Dempsey. He's got Edmonds Green for company, so he just drops it back to Dean Marnie again. Marnie tries to find that slide rule pass to Long, but Stankovic reads it well, and Sabiri boots the ball upfield, and Bolger returns it with interest, and the trialist just chests it back. I think if the striker goes for that, he would be offside. Schofield in the end just scuffs the ball out to play to this left-hand side. Evans with the quick throw into Garner, and Evans has it back now. Garner exchanges passes with Biggins. Good possession here as Cian Bolger steps over halfway, the centre half, and rolls it into the left back, and Clark absolutely flies onto the ball. Good cross from Clark, and that's a good header, and that's 2-1 Fleetwood. And it's the trialist that puts the away side ahead. Really good run in from the right-hand side to get across the near post, and he's a big figure, the trialist, so fair play to him. Good win, and it's Fleetwood that take the lead for the first time this afternoon with about just under 20 minutes of the game left. Disappointing stuff from Town. They just let the pace drop of this game here, and they've been punished for it. Really, really good cross from the 19-year-old left-back Eddie Clark. And you could see from we had a fantastic vantage point on it actually. You could see the right winger, the trialist, just reading play really well. Could see that ball was going to come into the near post. Got across his man, as all good strikers do, to be fair, and left Ryan Schofield with no chance with a near post header. So 2-1 to Fleetwood here. So, Town with a little bit of work to do here to get back in this game, and plenty of time to do it in. About 20 minutes left as Sabiri gets Town back underway. Gives it to Ben Jackson here and right in front of this camera position. Bakuna's got it, but he's got Chris Long for company, so Edmonds Green asks for it and receives. Rahmani steps over the halfway line, gives it to Adama Diakabi, who drops deep to pick up the ball. Diakabi with a good pass into Kashunga's feet, who has been quiet today, Alice Kashunga, actually. He's been on the periphery of the game, really, when you think about it. Sabiri to Bakuna. Town just need to stay patient here because it's immediately evident that Fleetwood have dropped right in here. Two solid banks of, well, a 4 and a 5 really, I have to say. Every Fleetwood Town player well inside their own half here at the moment. Could throw a blanket over them actually, so Town are going to have to be patient here and move that ball left to right to try and make the opening. As they are doing at the moment. Here's Edmonds Green. Fires the ball into Quanner, who's moved out to the right-hand side. Quanner to Diakabi. Diakabi under pressure just pops out and has a chance to turn on the ball. Diakabi finds Dehaney with a reverse pass. D'Amico Dehaney now is going to get at the right back, and he drives in field and he tries his luck, but huge crowd of Fleetwood defenders there, so it would have been a spectacular effort if D'Amico had managed to squeeze the ball through that gap. Good play from Kyle Dempsey to come out of the press, and good pass to Jones, and Jones just a little bit errant with the pass down the line. It was the right idea, but he just slid the ball too wide there to Garner. So it's a throw into Town on this left-hand side, and Ben Jackson will take as Ramadan Sobi shows for him, but he goes inside to Janino Bakuna. Bakuna given time to turn and decide what to do. He moves the ball right to Edmonds Green. Edmonds Green fires a good pass into Colin Quanner. Another good pass from Rahmani there, actually. And now here's Diakabi, wrong side of the Fleetwood defence. Diakabi with a good effort, and it's an equally good save from Billy Krellin there. That's where you want to see Adama Diakabi, using his pace to get in behind the defence, check onto that left and shooting at goal, being really direct. And it was a good effort from Adama. Equally good save from the England under-19 goalkeeper Krellin. So it's a corner to Town. Out here on this near side. About 15 minutes left here of this tie, so plenty of time for another goal. Perhaps another two. As Janino Bakuna goes to the... it's a good corner in. It just misses Edmonds Green at the near post, but he recycles it and gives it back to Ben Jackson. Ben Jackson with a poor cross and good blocking from Garner, to be fair. Really didn't have the desired quality of that, though. And speaking of that, Bakuna with a poor pass back to him. But Jackson has now got the ball and he creates the time to cross. But again, it's not the desired quality. And Dean Marnie very calmly just checks past two and comes away with it here and drops it back to the young centre half, who does eventually clear his lines. Good touch from Rahmani Edmonds Green, and he goes back to Schofield. Good play from Rahmani there. Gets a little round of applause from the small crowd in attendance here today. Stankovic gives Rahmani the ball back for his endeavours. And he rolls it into Bakuna, who's seen a lot of the ball this second half, Janino. Not seen loads of Janino at first team level yet. He has made a smattering of appearances. One start in the Carabao Cup, which didn't go to plan, it's fair to say, and then two substitute appearances in the Premier League in the last two games. So starting to get more and more involved, Janino, but obviously really another impressive performance from the midfield trio of Hogg, Billing and Moy last night. So tough competition, good competition. And here's Sabiri now. Sabiri tries to check inside his man, but Marnie does just enough, and it's another corner to Town, this time on the far side. So Town reacted well after concession of that second goal, but just do need to up the tempo a little bit here just to find the opportunity. I've forced Krellin into one good save since dropping behind. Bakuna's going to take the corner again. He has got Adama Diakabi for company out on that far side, but Fleetwood equally taking two across. So Bakuna goes into the box, and Stankovic plays the ball off Marnie, and it's another corner kick to Huddersfield Town. Stephen Kearney, the Fleetwood coach, shouting some very Scottish things at the referee there, but it's a corner nonetheless. Bakuna goes a bit deeper this time. Kachunga gets his head to the first ball, but it's only a flicked effort, and Ramadan Sobi can't quite get the ball under control. But here's Edmonds Green, who has just popped out. Rahmani just steps back under Marnie's pressure and gives it to Haney, who finds it right to Janino Bakuna. Bakuna looking for a diagonal and finds it with Jackson. Jackson now. Good touch from Ben Jackson. Knocks it back to Stankovic. Stankovic, good ball into Ramadan Sobi. Ramadan shields the ball well and drives in field. Ramadan just lifts the ball. I think it was intended for Diakabi, but it's poor ball. It's intercepted by Dempsey, who tries to set Long away, but there's no way that Chris Long beats D'Amico Dehaney in a foot race. So ball just rolls out on that far side, shepherded out by D'Amico. Town just getting the shape back now after those successive corners, and here is the centre-back back in the penalty area, Edmonds Green, who has Stankovic for company, and Jackson is down the line. So, Town with lots to do here. 2-1 to Fleetwood if you're just joining us here on HDTV. Hamid Sabiri, the Town goal scorer, but subsequently Fleetwood have scored twice to go ahead in this Central League Cup game. Bakuna tries to find Diakabi. It's a fantastic ball to Adama, who's got Bolger for company, and he's flicked it off him trying to find the inside run, and instead finds Bakuna. Bakuna with a shooting chance but scuffs it badly, and it's hit the trialist, the number 7 on the back, and goes behind. A real opportunity that for Janino. He's got better quality than that. Really scuffed the effort, but nonetheless it's a corner again, and Diakabi and Bakuna make their way out to that far side. Diakabi getting more involved in the game now. It's nice to see. Another player who's made a handful of appearances at first team level since joining this summer from Monaco, obviously, Adama. Adama's going to deliver, and he puts the ball into the near post, and Sabiri tries the overhead, but D'Amico Dehaney steps inside, fires forward, and now there's a break on for Fleetwood because the shot was blocked, and now it's Ben Jackson in a foot race against Jones, and Ryan Schofield comes to help out. Ryan Schofield hits the floodlight pylon, which is quite unusual. I think Ben Jackson was probably getting there, actually, but Schofield took no chances, came out and boomed the ball out on that far side. So it's a throw-in to Fleetwood as we approach the final 10 minutes of the game. Don't mind seeing the front foot play from Ryan Schofield there. Looks like he just caught the right back Jones there a little bit with the clearance. He's just hobbling back across your screen now. Looks like he's going to be okay, though. Fleetwood go back so Town can step up. Here's Bolger, the first goal scorer. Out to Holgate. Holgate with a good pass into Garner, who's had a good game today, Garner, the striker. Marnie to Garner. Pops it back to Holgate. Holgate finds Jones. Patient stuff from Town here. They're just inviting Town onto them and do go back to the goalkeeper, so Colin Quanner will press him, and Quanner does well, and is that in? So close from Colin. Really good closing down from Colin, even at this EDT level. Good work ethic from the striker, and Krellin can consider himself lucky there because that ball did not go far wide after hitting Colin Quanner. Could have been a real slapstick equaliser actually for Town, but keeper just gets away with it there. Taking no chances now, the keeper waves the centre halves forward, so it's going to go long, you would think, into this right hand side here from the towards Stankovic and the second goal scorer, the trialist. It's a rather scuffed effort, and it rolls through to Schofield after taking one deflection. So here's Edmonds Green. Time to build again now. Bakuna shows for him, but allows Edmonds Green just to step into midfield and tries to find Quanner, but it was a good interception there from Biggins, who's had a good game today, the midfielder. Here's the second goal scorer, the trialist. We don't know his name, I'm afraid, so trialist it is. Moves inside Stankovic. It's good pace from the trialist, and he pops it off to Dempsey. Dempsey moves it left to Clark, the left back. Here is the trialist. Dempsey gets it in a good position here. Diakabi just needs to be careful because he just enters the area there, Dempsey. Just force him wide. Here's Clark again, who goes onto his favoured left foot. A decent game, the former Tranmere man. Really good cross for the second goal. Here's Marnie. Possession from Fleetwood here. Holgate, the centre half, gets the ball. Just has to lift the ball forward, and Stankovic takes it on the chest and brings it forward. Good stuff from Jon. Ben Jackson now. Kachunga with a full-back for company. Kachunga just pops it backwards. And now it's inside. Play opens out to Hamid Sabiri. Sabiri with a long crossfield towards Diakabi. Is it accurate enough? And Adama just tries to keep it in play but can't quite do it. So it's thrown to Fleetwood on that far side. Elis Kachunga just narrows up, goes into that midfield area there. Bolger pumps the ball into that left back slot. Jackson has Garner for company. He's got a couple of yards, so he can just... Now Ben Jackson. Great pace from Ben to run forward, and Ramadan Sobi, great strength from Ramadan and great turn as well. Fantastic stuff to get past Marnie. Ramadan Sobi pops it into Quanner. Now here's Diakabi. Diakabi shoots. Oh, it's a good save again at the near post from Krellin. Really good stuff from Ramadan Sobhi there. Turned Marnie absolutely brilliantly and drove at the heart of the defence before moving the ball right to Diakabi. Another effort from Diakabi, who's really grown into this half. And fair play to Billy Crellin, the 18-year-old. Another good save at his near post. Looked like Diakabi was shaping to push the ball across him, but read it well. And Bacuna plays it in. It's a good clearance from the head of someone there in the box, but Jackson pushes it back out to Bacuna on the right-hand side for another cross. Bacuna's got Dempsey for company. Bacuna lifts it in with his left, and Bolger flicks the ball just beyond his own post. So yet another corner to the Terriers, who've really had a lot of these set-piece situations in the second half, but haven't been able to capitalise upon one yet. We're in the last 7 minutes of the game here. It's still Huddersfield Town 1, Fleetwood Town 2 in this Central League Cup competition. It's Bacuna who's made his way all the way over to this side of the pitch again. Near post ball, it's a poor one from Janino this time, and Dempsey clears solidly. Ben Jackson picks the ball up and sticks a diagonal across to Diakabi, but it's a good touch from Biggins, so the ball out for a Town throw-in on that side, and I think there's going to be a first change of the game here for Fleetwood, actually, as looks like Chris Long, the striker, might be making way, and I think that is Cian Makepeace, the scholar at Fleetwood, who's coming on. Can't quite see his name, but he was the player who was readying himself to come on in the first half, so we'll see as play continues. It's the number 12, it's Cian Makepeace, so we'll see in a second. It is the number 12, so I've guessed correctly. Cian Makepeace on there for Fleetwood's first change as Town get the game back underway before the linesman's even back in position, but doesn't seem to mind, so Bacuna gives it to Dehaney. Dehaney to Edmonds Green as Fleetwood step up here, but Jon Stankovic on the ball. Goes back to Edmonds Green. Edmonds Green tries to find Diakabi. As he overplayed that, Adama is quick and he just forced the full-back into a sliding challenge. Really nice to watch when Adama gets going. The fleet of foot as he moves across the ground so quickly. If Town can find the right way to utilise his ability, they've got a real different option on their hand. He's really got blistering pace, Adama. And a good left foot too. Edmonds Green just rolls his foot over the ball and goes back to the right-hand side for Bacuna. Bacuna switches play fantastically to Ramadan Sobhi. Sobhi steps inside. Just drops the ball to Quana. And here's Ben Jackson now, and he's got Quana around his outside and finds him. Good stuff from Ben Jackson, but Quana just held up by the players. Jackson with a decent ball in, and now, can we finish? Oh, it's wide. He's choked it wide. That might be the chance. That might be the chance. The cross from Jackson rather hit Kachunga, to be honest, and fell right into the path of a little bit surprised Hamid Sabiri, the goal scorer. First time effort, should score, to be honest. He's right in front of goal, about 12 yards out, but he just pulls the shot almost in surprise wide of the post, with Crellin absolutely planted to the spot. So big chance for Hamid there to draw the Terriers, draw Mark Hudson's side level. Big ball forward from Crellin. It's towards Stankovic and the trialist again, and Stankovic wins this one this time. Bolger and Kachunga fighting for each other, and Kachunga's saying, I've been held there. Shame, because Town actually had an advantage, but it has gone back, and Town take it quickly. Yeah, did take it from the wrong position, but perhaps the advantage should have been given there. Easy for me to say afterwards, but it's the fact of it. Difficult job being a referee. Here's Kachunga anyway. Fleetwood now with everyone behind the ball. Kachunga trying to look for the run of Dehaney, but instead just pops it into Diakabi. Diakabi tries a little reverse into Quana's path, and it's not a bad effort, but really hard to get those straight balls as accurate as they need to be, and the keeper is off his line well, Crellin to collect. And he will take his time. Pointing towards the left-hand side, just drops the ball, so Colin will keep him honest. Ball chipped forward. Stankovic with a big win. Marnie, though, collects the ball and goes back to the keeper, and Kachunga will again just make sure the keeper takes as little time as possible to lift it forward. Stankovic is asking for the offside, and in fact he is offside, so John knew exactly where his men were there. And he gives it short to Bacuna. Bacuna now drives towards halfway. Dehaney, the right back, the 19-year-old, into Bacuna again. He's only 20 himself, Janino Bacuna, so 97 birth, Janino. So. In fact, he's 21, sorry. He was 21 in August, I've just remembered. So here's Diakabi anyway. Another one of Town's early 20s group. And lovely play from Hamid Sabiri just to roll over the ball. And here's Jackson now. Jackson crosses deep. Kashunga up with it, but it's flicked to the back where Diakabi is. And Diakabi's got people for company. He tries to go past Kyle Dempsey. Fleetwood claiming that Diakabi tripped him up. Dean Marnie with some language again, but referee's having none of it. And Bakuna with the play on that right-hand side. Bakuna tries to find Kashunga's early run, but Bolger's very well positioned to cut that out. And Marnie just rolls it out to Jones, the right back. And Jones swings it down the line, and Stankovic is going to be kept honest by Makepeace, the substitute. In fact, Schofield comes out. Horrible ball from Schofield, actually. And the trialist flicks the ball out, trying to keep it in play there. Unlucky for him. Ramadan trying to find Kachunga's early run, but just gets the throw in a bit wrong. And now Marnie. Edmonds Green just catches Garner on the heels as he plays the ball around the corner. Dean Marnie still talking to the referee about the earlier supposed foul on Kyle Dempsey. Probably was, in truth, from here. Anyway, it's a free kick, and Marnie will take, and Marnie pushes it out to Dempsey on that left, and it's good play here, again from the flying left back. It's another good ball into the box, and that's the third goal, and that is way too easy, to have to say. Pretty carbon copy stuff from the first goal, actually, and it's the young substitute Makepeace who's made it 3-1 here. But same kind of routine again, so Dempsey to the left back, Eddie Clark. Another great delivery from Clark, the left back, you have to say. Fired across the box, and Stankovic and Jackson rather looking at each other there, so who should be picking up Makepeace, but in the end that's probably put the game beyond doubt with only a few minutes left here. So it's Huddersfield Town 1, Fleetwood Town 3 here at PPG Canalside. Disappointing, because Town were building a little head of steam actually, and had a lot of possession since conceding the second, but in the end, credit to Fleetwood, clinical stuff, and they're going to deserve this win here today, you have to say. Makepeace, the young right winger, did really well to gamble on that, get on the end of it, and fair play to the young scholar. Gets his goal, gets the rewards for his hard work. So here's Diakabi. Only a few minutes left now. Can Town get another goal just to keep things interesting as Diakabi runs forward? No happens here results-wise today. There's been some important minutes for the likes of Adama and Ramadan Sobi, Elias Kashunga, Colin Kwana. No doubt. Slightly below par performance in the end. It's never easy when you make wholesale changes at half-time, but there is a lot of quality on the pitch here for Town today, so credit to Fleetwood Town, who've been a really, really good opponent here today as Dehaney gets that pass wrong, and former Town man Kyle Dempsey tries to clear it up the line, plays it off Dehaney sensibly for a throw-in on that far side. Diakabi just limping slightly here after an earlier challenge, just caught one on the top of the foot, but I think he'll be okay to finish the game out. Town have got no subs left in any case, so rather moot point. We are in added time here now. I'm not quite sure how many minutes we have added, but we're in the 47th minute as it is, so probably only a handful of seconds left as Stankovic plays it out to Jackson. Jackson has Ramadan inside. And that's full time here, so that's the end of the game. It is Huddersfield Town's EDT 1, Fleetwood Town Development Squad 3. So well done to Fleetwood, their second win of the Central League Cup campaign. Town's first game in that competition. Lots of positives in terms of minutes for Town and important minutes for the first team squad members, but not to beat today, and fair play to Fleetwood. Deserve the win in the afternoon. So thanks for joining us on HGTV. Thanks again to our friends at Proper Sport for helping us out with this stream today. I hope you enjoyed it. Any feedback we welcome on at HGFC Academy. And until next time now, we'll see you again on HGTV. Thank you very much.